Registration is required for all the companies. There is no minimum threshold mentioned, and you have to get yourself registered before submission of the corporate tax returns, which means you have enough amount of time. And this registration can be done electronically online. How frequently and what are the rules with respect to tax returns filing? One tax return will be filed for the entire year, a company or a group. Corporate tax will be filed, a return will be filed within 9 months from the end of the financial year. And there is no advance tax to be paid. It will be paid only after the end of the financial year. In some countries, they have quarterly filings to be done, and they have to pay advance tax on quarterly basis. But in case of UAE, there's nothing like that. It will be 1 year or yearly tax return to be filed, and tax will be paid within 9 months from the end of the financial year once. This is how you generally compute the taxes, and this is the, the generic form that we can see for corporate tax returns. So these are the various points that we already went through. So how computation will be done? So this is how it is being done. How many years do we have to maintain the books of accounts and keep the records? They say it is 8 years, 7 years after the end of the financial year, which means fully 8 years you have to maintain the records. In VAT case, we had 5 years as a minimum period to keep the records. Now for corporate tax purpose, you have to keep the records for 8 years. Anytime during this period, the FTA can come back and ask you questions with respect to them. Who all should maintain the records? Every taxable person should maintain the books of accounts. And the transitional rules, whenever the corporate tax is applicable for you for the first time, so the opening balances should be kept as if the corporate tax law was applicable to them, even for the first opening balances also. So which means if you have a corporate tax applicability from 2024 onwards, you need to make sure that 22-23 books are also maintained in such a way that the corporate tax is applicable to you. When we get into 2024, you have to go with the books of accounts which are full in compliance with corporate taxes. All your assets, all your liabilities, all your opening balances which are carried forward should be reviewed, and you should make sure that they are presented at the appropriate amount. If you have any over accrued expenses or over accruals or provisions, you need to make sure that they are brought down to the right amount. So is the case with your asset values. There are specific rules given for your assets in the law. So you need to make sure that you're complying with 2023 books from the point of view of corporate tax to be able to go to 24 with a clean records.